Tansi, how are you today? My name is Ben Marasti, and this is Kehte-Hiyak. I'm glad you could join us on our program today. Our guest this morning is Elder John Alfred Courchene of Fort Alexander, Manitoba. Recently, I had the opportunity to visit the reserve, and I had a chance to talk to him. He'll be talking to us about two lifestyles that most Native people have experienced, especially the older people, the one in the past and the one today. Let's listen to John Alfred Courchene.
I'm John Courchene of Fort Alexander. I can share with you two lifestyles, one of the past and the contemporary lifestyle. In the past, I was brought up in a homestead. And we had mixed farming in there. We had lots to eat. In other words, we lived off the ground. We were never short of anything. People used to grow gardens. People had livestock. Some were trappers. Some were fishermen. So it was a mixture of people. Within that lifestyle, there was a sense of unity, working collectively. People used to make big bees when someone was to build a house. People would get together and build a house. In one day, it would start early in the morning. A woman would bring the food. In the night, it would be complete. That's how people worked. And in the evening, they'd have a party within that house. The lifestyles changed. The paper mill came up here. Then the people gradually changed from living off the ground onto living from the shelves. They need immediate cash. And they need immediate cash. And when the changeover took place, people didn't have chores. Chores were lost. They weren't replaced with anything. Consequently, the kids have a lot of freedom. And with freedom, they were exposed to all kinds of things that are undesirable. And in today's society, the children are so mobile. They're going to wake up in the morning here at home, going to have dinner in Winnipeg, going to have supper in Florida where the lawn pad is, dinner, supper up in the moon. That's how fast the people are. With that mobility, there is a lot of exposure. Some good, some bad. Depends on what people are looking for. They'll find it. With the conveniences, you see TV. Press the button. You're on the other side of the world. Just a matter of seconds. That's how mobile kids are today. So they have a lot to learn. And with that exposure, they'll do learn a lot. They'll learn more than we ever knew. It's the age of computers. is another form of exposure that the kids will get. Lifestyle is sure different. Like I always say, if I was to wake up my father today, he wouldn't believe what's in existence. By the same token, when I talk to my grandson, I raised a grandson here, I told him the lifestyle we used to live in the past. We used to carry pails of water from the river into the tub inside the house. We used to cut wood stoves, use of wood stoves. He looked at me and says, "You're crazy. Nobody could live that way." Yet, that was the lifestyle that we had. So the kids can't comprehend that lifestyle. They don't understand. They're having it easy. In terms of livelihood. When I was younger, there was no such thing as those social programs that you have today. No welfare, unemployment insurance, old age security. You name those, no family allowance. So if you didn't work, you didn't eat, and you sure as hell had to work. That was the incentive. Today, people are having it hard. There is no work. For pay, but there is a lot of work if people were to decide to live off the ground. They could plant gardens, they could raise their own stock. They don't need horses like we did for plowing. You have those rototillers today. You could become a gentleman farmer and still have lots to eat. Schools are a great thing. But with all the good things that they teach, they are imposing white values on Indian culture. When they talk of language, they say the reserve people want their language back, and the schools say that language belongs on the reserve. I disagree with that. They didn't include the reserve when they took our language away. It was done by the schools at the government's wishes, government's attempts at assimilation. They're still ongoing. So that's a sad thing. When we think of it, it doesn't make you feel so good. Language is the basis of culture. We have people doing the power. We have people doing traditional rites, but don't speak the language. I often wonder, or sympathize with them in their search for an identity, because we've lost our identity. I myself was guilty of the loss of language. I didn't lose my language. I maintained it because my father and my mother taught me how to speak it. They spoke to me in that language. Our children, we talk to them in English on the false belief that they would learn faster in school. That is the way we lost our language. The kids now are trying to get it back. But they don't have the facilities. You have teachers on reserve that have been here for 10 years, still unable to talk the language. It should be part of the employment process. Encourage that. Have the teachers sit in to classes, language classes. If they don't think enough of the language, it means they certainly don't think enough of the community. Should be replaced. There are a lot of good teachers. There are a lot of willing teachers who want to learn the language, but the facilities are not there for them either. Or the program is just getting on its feet, hopefully. The last statement of involving teachers will also come true. I would urge the kids, children of all ages, to attend school and to talk to their respective school boards, to have these cultural programs extended. As of now, most of the native studies content are on shelves gathering dust. There shouldn't be. If you learn your history, you will find that will serve you in good stead later on. Today's politicians are mostly on a trial-based hit-and-miss basis. If you have the background, you will eliminate all the research that's being done because you'll be equipped with all the information that these people that I'm talking about lack. When you read material, it's advisable that you look for material that is written by native authors, there is some good material by non-native authors, but it seems to be sensationalized, more for sale than reality. On the other hand, the native content may also be sensationalized, so you have to become a very critical reader. Find out fact from sensationalism in your readings.
That's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank you for joining us on our program. I'd also like to thank our guest, Elder John Alfred Courchene of Fort Alexander, Manitoba. Thank you. We'll see you again next time. My name is Ben Marasti, and this is Kehte-Hiyak. Advocacy. Miigwech.